हाय गाइस, कैसे हो आप लोग? माय नेम इज पुलकित छाबड़ा. विल मूव ऑन इन द वीडियो, बट सबसे पहले प्लीज कंफर्म इफ आई एम ऑडिबल एंड विजिबल क्लियरली. आई एम वेटिंग फॉर समवन टू कंफर्म. जस्ट for a couple of seconds I'll wait. Maybe I am visible and audible. Just write a yes on the chat if I am. Yes, okay. I can see a bunch of yeses, which means I am clearly visible. All right, great. Okay, just give me a minute, guys. Just a minute. So yeah, okay, cool. Let me just share my screen and we'll discuss the agenda, and I'll tell you about this course that we are launching, which is called Pinnacle. So I'm here to sort of make an announcement for that. Let me quickly share my screen and I'll tell you guys about the course. So yeah, I hope my screen is visible now. Just a second, I'm waiting for the confirmation. Yeah, I think the screen is visible now. So yeah, quickly for people who don't know me, who are seeing me for the first time, guys, my name is Pulkit Chhabra. You guys may know me as coder underscore Pulkit underscore C, as this is the username that I generally use when I participate, in different online contests on Code Forces, Code Chef, sometimes on AdCoder and in Google Kickstarter, etc. So I am a final year student in DTU. Okay, I've been doing competitive programming for almost 3 years now. If I talk a bit about my competitive programming profiles, I'm a 6 star on CodeChef with my highest rating being 2416, and a master on Code Forces with my highest rating being 2246. So इसके अलावा I've worked with Coordination and HackerRank in the past as an SD intern and a problem setter intern respectively, and I was also sort of offered internship. I was also sort of offered an internship by Amazon and Goldman Sachs, and I currently have a full-time offer from Media.net. So yeah, in brief about myself. uh, so coming on to the agenda for today, I am here to sort of announce this course that's Unacademy and CodeChef are launching, which is the name of which is Pinnacle. It is going to be a very comprehensive and concise track, wherein you can learn competitive programming. It is going to be an intermediate to advanced level course wherein I'll be expecting you to know basics of programming. You'll be expected to know about basic programming constructs and syntax of any language. Right. So the course is going live on 18th of January, guys. So 18th of January 2021, just a week from now, I think. Yeah, less than a week from now. So apart from that, I'll also sort of want to add. I'd also like to add here that Unacademy also has three, four other courses which have just begun a couple of days back. One is Conquest 2021, which is again a intermediate to advanced level course in C++, which went live on 8th of January. And these three courses are for the second, third, and fourth point you can see are for beginners, from basically programming fundamentals to career readiness. They also went live on 8th of January. In the beginner level courses, you do have a choice to pick a language out of these three, out of C++, Python, and Java. So yeah, so basically I just wanted to stress upon the fact that if you subscribe for the competitive programming track, it is not that you'll be able to access just the batch that you want to access. You'll be also able to access all the other batches which are going on. You'll also be able to access all the sort of a la carte courses. Basically, that's just the name that I'm using. It's not something which is a terminology of an academy. So basically, for example, I did a course on graphs 1 and graphs 2 during last year in September and in November. So you would be able to access that as well. Niste did a course on number theory, and you'll be able to sort of access the pre-recorded lectures of all those courses as well, and the live lectures of the courses and the batches that are going on. In addition to these, we also sort of plan to launch a placement batch very soon. So yeah, you will also be able to access that batch if you sort of subscribe. So moving on to the sort of benefits of this batch, the pinnacle batch that I'm talking about, which is starting from 18th of January. It will be like a structured way of learning. It's like it's like that I've often seen that people sort of struggle to find resources online and getting the right content. If you don't struggle in that, if you sort of think that online free resources are enough and you could you are able to learn with that. So I think this video is not for you. You can sign off and continue your learning journey. Otherwise, if you do feel the same problem that I am talking about, so this batch will provide you a very structured learning pattern, wherein very sort of competent educators have come together to structure the whole topic wise, basically syllabus and things like that. So regarding instructors, I really believe whenever I come across any sort of learning product, for even me, like during my first and second year, I did buy a couple of courses. I really sort of looked at who the educators are going to be. So for this particular uh, you know course, for this particular batch, personally I am going to be the educator. But if I talk about in general, that are the educators that are there on the platform, which I believe is a very important aspect of any learning platform. जो educators होने वाले हैं, they are highly competent minds with sort of ICPC world finalists हैं, IOA medalists हैं, काफी लोगों के पास IOA ट्रेनिंग का एक्सपीरियंस भी है, IOA टीम ट्रेनिंग का एक्सपीरियंस भी है, कोड फोर्सेस पे अच्छी रेटिंग्स हैं लोगों की, जो कि एजुकेटर्स हैं. लाइक आई टॉक्ड अबाउट माय रेटिंग एज वेल. And like I told you that I am a college student, but many like most of the educators are working in sort of companies like Google, LinkedIn, Facebook, Flipkart, and so on and so forth. All right, so yeah, instructors are really good according to me. And yeah, so it will be like an end-to-end subject matter expertise. You'll be able to develop like a end-to-end subject matter expertise, like if you want to place in top product companies. So DSA is very important part for that, and I believe that competitive and DSA are related to each other. So yeah, we'll be covering we'll be covering things in that sort of aspect as well. Second, if you want to crack international coding contests, so yeah, of course, the basics for that and some advanced level problems, and a very good foundation will be laid out for you to uh, basically continue your journey for that. Right, and if these three are something that are not enough, there is also a CodeChef certification program, which is otherwise, paid. I think I also appeared for the certification in my second year. I think the cost for that is 5,000 to rupees 7,500. I'm not sure about that, but anyway, so if you sort of take a 1 year subscription or a 6 month subscription on the Unacademy platform and the competitive programming goal, you'll get a chance to sort of appear for that CodeChef certification examination for free. All right, so and lastly, if I talk about expense, it is even less than rupees 90 per day. They must have calculated it, and I really think that it's not that much to spend on ourselves, on our sort of on our learning curve. It's really a good investment according to me. So ऑनेस्टली यार, मैंने नोटिस किया है ये बात कि हम लोग वैसे कोई मोबाइल खरीदना हो या कोई अच्छा लैपटॉप लेना हो या कोई ऐसी चीज़ पे या खाने पे पैसे खर्च करने हो, तो हम लोग नहीं सोचते हैं। जनरली मैं भी नहीं सोचता हूँ। बट द थिंग इज़ कि वी हैव दिस इन आवर माइंड व्हेनेवर देयर इज़ अ लर्निंग प्रोडक्ट व्हिच इज़ व्हेनेवर देयर इज़ अ सॉर्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्ट व्हिच टीचेस अस एनीथिंग, एंड इट इज़ नॉट कॉलेज। सो कॉलेज के अलावा, कॉलेज में भी पैसे देने में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती है अपन लोगों को, बट अगर कोई और लर्निंग करवाने के लिए कोई प्रोडक्ट है जो थोड़े बहुत पैसे चार्ज कर रहे हैं, एंड वी आर लाइक यार कि ये क्या, ये इतने पैसे चार्ज कर रहे हैं। तो कॉलेज में वी आर गिविंग अ लॉट मोर देन दिस, एंड बिलीव मी आई डोंट थिंक कि मैंने जो भी बेसिकली चीज़ें सीखी हैं वो कॉलेज से सीखी हैं। आई ऑल्सो टुक अप डिफरेंट डिफरेंट कोर्सेज एंड लर्नड देयर। लाइक आई टुक अप ए DSA कोर्स इन माई फर्स्ट ईयर, जिसकी फीस आई थिंक 23,000 के आसपास थी। नहीं, 20,000 के आसपास थी, सॉरी 20,000 के आसपास थी, एंड इट वॉज फॉर 2 months I think. And फिर I took up a machine learning course which was again for 2 months. उसकी फीस 23,000 रुपीज़ के आसपास की। Then I took up a CP competitive programming course जो कि 4 weeks के लिए था, just 4 weeks basically, approximately 1 month. तो उसकी फीस भी I think 12-13 हज़ार रुपये के आसपास थी। So it's not like I'm just saying you to take it. I'm being honest and telling you कि मैंने भी ये courses past में खरीदे हैं. All right, so moving on to what you'll actually be getting if you sort of subscribe for the platform. So it's a threefold thing. One is live interactive classes. So live interactive classes के लिए, to get a taste of what I'm talking about, आप लोग क्या कर सकते हैं? If you are interested, what you can do is you can search Pulkit Chhabra Unacademy, or like आप Unacademy पे मेरे प्रोफाइल पे जा सकते हैं. If you will search on Google, probably you'll get it. या फिर और एजुकेटर्स के प्रोफाइल्स पे भी जा सकते हैं, एंड यू कैन चेक आउट सम ऑफ द स्पेशल क्लासेस, सम ऑफ द फ्री क्लासेस that have sort of took place on the platform. So उससे you'll get an idea कि कैसी क्लासेस होती हैं, कैसे एजुकेटर्स पढ़ाते हैं, and things like that. So that's the live classes that I'm talking about. And उसके अलावा डाउट सपोर्ट रहता है. जो डाउट सपोर्ट रहता है वो स्पेशल क्लासेस में नहीं रहता है, सो इट्स नॉट, लेकिन जब आप सब्सक्राइब करेंगे फॉर द प्लस सब्सक्रिप्शन, then you'll also be getting the doubt support. Doubt support mein there is a TA in the classes itself, and also after the classes there is a Discord platform, there is a Discord server that we have created, जिसके अंदर there is a different channel for each course that is going on the platform. और उस पर्टिकुलर कोर्स से रिलेटेड जो भी आप लोगों के डाउट्स हैं, जो कि प्रैक्टिस प्रॉब्लम्स में डाउट्स हैं, and you know otherwise as well, you could sort of post there, and TAs will get back to you. Thirdly, practice relevant problems at CodeChef. So हर कोर्स के लिए there has been a contest page has been made for each course, in which basically जो भी उस particular course से related questions हैं, practice questions हैं, वो उस contest page पे upload किए जाते हैं, जिसको आप of course practice कर सकते हैं. Then if I talk to you a little bit about what the topic wise structure is going to be for Pinnacle. So let me skip this slide and take you to the next slide. इसमें भी I have so basically ये हैं जो basically topics हम Pinnacle में cover करने वाले हैं. So we'll start with basic data structures, to be very honest. Sorting and searching I have mentioned here because before basic data structures, so basically properly we'll be starting from basic data structures in this particular batch, but for sorting and searching we'll be having a crash course जिसके अंदर we'll be discussing sorting and searching in 4 lectures basically. जो 4 lectures रहने वाले हैं, they'll be they'll be in 3 days. Alright, so apart from that, अगर मैं जो पूरा प्लान है उसको डिस्कस करने से पहले I'll just like to tell you the course is the batch is going to be for a little less than 1 year, एंड जो क्लासेस रहने वाली हैं इन जनरल सॉर्टिंग एंड सर्चिंग, क्योंकि क्रैश कोर्स रहेगा तो उसमें थोड़ा एक्सेप्शन रहेगी, बट बेसिक डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्स ऑनवर्ड जो क्लासेस रहने वाली हैं, दे विल बी थ्राइस अ वीक विल बी टीचिंग क्लासेस 2.5 hours each. So basically शेड्यूल्ड रहती है 2 hours के लिए, बट जनरली व्हाट हैपेंस इज कि 2 घंटे में कुछ ना कुछ रह जाता है, तो थोड़ा बहुत हम एक्सटेंड भी कर लेते हैं. 2 से 2.5 घंटे आप लोग मान सकते हैं कि क्लासेस रहेंगी 6 to 8:30, लाइक 6 to 8:30 टाइप्स. जो क्लासेस रहेंगी वो रहेंगी ट्यूसडे, थर्सडे एंड सैटरडे, एंड एवरी संडे विल बी हैविंग अ 2 hour लॉन्ग डाउट सेशन, जिसके अंदर जो भी आपके जो डाउट सेशन होगा वो भी मैं ही ले रहा हूँ. उसके अंदर जो भी आपके पिछले वीक के या फिर उससे पहले के भी जो भी डाउट्स हैं, जो प्रैक्टिस के लिए सवाल दे रखे हों, या फिर कोई लाइक जनरली क्लास में ऐसा होता है कि मैं बोल देता हूँ कि हमने एनालॉग एंड अप्रोच फॉर एग्जांपल डिस्कस कर ली किसी सवाल की ऐड से कि यार इसका ऑफ एंड सोल्यूशन आप खुद से सोचना, एंड विल डिस्कस इट इन द डाउट सेशन. अगर आपको समझ में नहीं आता कि कैसे करना है, तो वैसी ऐसी चीज़ें विल बी डिस्कसिंग इन द डाउट सेशन. And let's now move forward, and I'll tell you about what all things we will be discussing as a part of these courses. So basically topics is courses, and this bunch of courses or topics combined to be this batch called Pinnacle. So in the first course, which is a crash course on sorting and searching, isme, like you can see, will be I'll be introducing sorting. We'll be discussing a bunch of order of n square sorting algorithms, जो comparison based n square sorting algorithms होते हैं, like bubble sort, selection sort, insertion sort. And first lecture में I also generally try to cover a non comparison based sorting algorithm. Generally I cover counting sort as well in that. So apart from that, we'll be discussing different stuff like hierarchy. एक sorting algorithm दूसरे sorting algorithm से कब better है, इनकी best case time complexity कब होती है, average case क्या है, worst case क्या है. जैसे almost sorted array में insertion sort works best, so उसके बारे में discuss कर रहे होंगे कि कैसे ऐसी चीजें होती हैं, and stability discuss कर रहे होंगे different sorting algorithms की. And next lecture we would go on to discussing couple of analog and sorting algorithms, namely merge sort and quick sort. तो इसके अंदर भी it's not like कि सीधा algorithm बता दिया, तो I generally try कि आपसे ही सुझवाया जाए algorithm wherever possible. For example, for quick sort I generally take that nuts and bolts example, and I sort of uh, tell you to sort of think कि यार ये real life problem है. I won't go into the problem now, but yeah. So yeah, and then we would also be doing like generally हम बस देख लेते हैं कि यार अच्छा ठीक है, क्विक सॉर्ट में we know that the worst case time complexity is order of n square, समझ में आ गया, but average case order of n log n ये कैसे है ज्यादातर लोगों को नहीं पता होता है. तो हम इन डिटेल इन डेप्थ जाके उसका एनालिसिस कर रहे होंगे, हाउ एंड व्हाई इज इट order of n log n, and why is it actually preferred over merge sort, although merge sort is always order of n log n, and इसका सिर्फ एवरेज केस ही order of n log n आ रहा है और वर्स्ट केस order of n square आ रहा है. सो पॉसिबली अगर आपको सॉर्टिंग एल्गोरिथम्स के बारे में थोड़ा बहुत ऑलरेडी पता है, तो आप लोग रिलेट कर पा रहे होंगे इन चीजों से जो मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ. So yeah, then moving on to binary search and different binary search applications, and a couple of basic questions, and followed with some intermediate to advanced level questions. Like of course binary search on answer, real number, minimax problems की example, maximum problems की example, and yeah, things like that. Right, and then moving on to basic data structures. Basic data structures में we'll be spending 6 weeks, and we'll be covering a bunch of data structures in that, including arrays, linked lists, stack, queues. So arrays में we'll be covering the implementation of dynamic arrays कि कैसे vector implement होता है in C++, and we'll be covering linked list and stacks and queues. तो इसकी different applications देख रहे होंगे and सवाल देख रहे होंगे जैसे linked list में reversing a linked list and reversing the linked list in parts of K, डिटेक्टिंग अ लूप इन लिंक लिस्ट की, दो लिंक लिस्ट का इंटरसेक्शन पॉइंट क्या है, वो मिड फास्ट स्लो पॉइंटर वाली कॉन्सेप्ट. सो काफी चीजें हम डिस्कस कर रहे होंगे. एंड देन कुछ मिक्स प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग भी चल रही होगी, जिसके अंदर क्यूज और स्टैक्स को बेसिकली क्यू को यूज करके स्टैक बनाना, स्टैक को यूज करके क्यू बनाना. एंड देन मूविंग ऑन टू सम नॉन लीनियर डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्स लाइक binary trees, binary heap, and binary search trees. So इसमें I think hash map लिखना रह गया है. So hash map is also of course a very important data structure, and we'll also be covering that. Right, and then moving on to some additional concepts in C++. This one is going to be for 5 weeks. इसमें ऑफ कोर्स C++ के मेमोरी मैनेजमेंट के कॉन्सेप्ट्स, ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग के कॉन्सेप्ट्स, STL के डिफरेंट जो ऑलरेडी डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्स इंप्लीमेंटेड हैं, जो कि हमने बेसिक डेटा स्ट्रक्चर में पढ़े होंगे. दे आर ऑलरेडी इंप्लीमेंटेड, वी डोंट हैव टू इंप्लीमेंट देम, बट ऑफ कोर्स बेसिक डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्स में हम इसकी इंप्लीमेंटेशन भी पढ़ रहे होंगे, बिकॉज नोइंग इज गुड. बट या देन विल टेल यू कि सब कुछ ऑलरेडी इंप्लीमेंटेड है. डिफरेंट एल्गोरिथम्स लाइक next permutation and sort, reverse, GCD, and power, and all sorts of functions that are being already implemented in the STL. So of course जो भी मेरे दिमाग में आ रहे थे वो मैंने बताया आपको. So ऐसी चीजें we'll be discussing in this in these concepts, and of course a lot of problem solving as well. So yeah, data structure में I forgot about something called policy based data structure. तो उसके बारे में we'll be discussing. It is very sort of useful when it comes to programming contests. All right, and then moving on to greedy algorithms. Greedy algorithms may of course we'll be introducing what these are. We'll be taking a bunch of examples, kuch classical problems, and then then I'll sort of try to build your confidence upon the fact that how can you be sure if the greedy algorithm that you're thinking is indeed the correct greedy algorithm or not, because greedy maybe there can be multiple strategies. If you're अवेयर अबाउट द प्रॉब्लम कॉल्ड एक्टिविटी सिलेक्शन प्रॉब्लम, उसमें भी किसी के दिमाग में आ सकता है कि यार एंड के हिसाब से क्यों सॉर्ट कर रहे हैं, स्टार्ट के हिसाब से भी तो कर सकते हैं, व्हाई इज द एंड ओनली करेक्ट. सो उसके लिए विल बी सॉर्ट ऑफ इन डेप्थ जाके विल बी डिस्कसिंग यार कि क्यों वही ही ग्रीडी एल्गोरिथम सही है. All right. So yeah, in brief about greedy, I told you, and data structures too. May our focus will be on something called square root decomposition. Point updates, range queries, and वैसी सारी चीजें will be discussing, and कैसे कैसे सवालों में इसको use कर सकते हैं, and how is it handy. So yeah, things like this will be discussed here, and then moving on to number theory, one of my favorite topics. इसके अंदर will be of course starting with simple primarity testing, introducing Euclid's GCD algorithm, extended Euclid's algorithm, factorization कैसे करते हैं numbers की different तरीके से, sieve को कैसे use करते हैं हर number के factors को निकालने के लिए in an efficient manner, prime factorization करने के लिए in an efficient manner, modular arithmetic क्या होता है, little format theorem देख रहे होंगे, and inverse modulo कैसे निकालते हैं extended Euclid's algorithm को use करके, वो सब चीजें will be covering, and of course a lot of problem solving. It goes without saying जो भी हम चीजें डिस्कस कर रहे होंगे उसमें just not the theory and problem solving के लिए काफी ज्यादा I'll be focusing. ऑलराइट, तो इसलिए यू विल बी एबल टू सी कि कुछ कुछ में आपको दिख भी रहा होगा कि यार इतना टाइम, जैसे 5 हफ्ते क्या पढ़ाओगे एडवांस कॉन्सेप्ट्स में, वे 6 हफ्ते क्या पढ़ाओगे, 6 हफ्ते इज अप्रोक्सीमेटली 1.5 महीना. तो 1.5 महीने में तो लोग पूरा कोर्स ही खत्म कर देते हैं डेटा स्ट्रक्चर एंड एल्गोरिथम का, पूरा कॉम्पिटिटिव प्रोग्रामिंग का. जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया भी कि 4 हफ्ते में हुआ था कॉम्पिटिटिव प्रोग्रामिंग का कोर्स जिसमें मैंने एनरोल किया था. सो बहुत ही डेप्थ में विल बी गोइंग. ऑलराइट, सो या and then moving on to recursion and DP. So the recursion and DP, it's not the only course. इसके बाद एक और भी कोर्स होगा विच इज एडवांस डायनेमिक प्रोग्रामिंग. सो रिकर्जन एंड डीपी में आई हैव सीन जनरली कि यार बच्चों का ये वाला लाइक बच्चों तो क्या, मैं खुद भी अभी स्टूडेंट ही हूँ. सो बेसिकली जो भी पीयर्स हैं, जो भी जूनियर्स हैं, आई हैव कम अक्रॉस अ लॉट ऑफ जूनियर्स एंड पीयर्स की यार बाकी सब तो चलो ठीक है, डीपी और ग्राफ नहीं हो पाता है. सो या फॉर्चुनेटली ये टॉपिक मेरा अच्छा है एंड इसका हम दर खत्म कर देंगे. बेसिक रिकर्जन जस्ट देंगे डीपी का, कुछ कुछ रियल लाइफ एग्जांपल्स दिखेंगे कि यार हम डायनेमिक प्रोग्रामिंग तो बिना जाने ही यूज कर रहे होते हैं, बाइनरी सर्च भी फॉर एग्जांपल बिना जाने ही यूज कर रहे होते हैं. सो वैसी वैसी चीजें विल बी डिस्कसिंग एंड देन मूविंग ऑन टू सम वेरी क्लासिकल प्रॉब्लम्स. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ क्लासिकल प्रॉब्लम्स इन डीपी. सो इसका जो फोकस रहेगा कोर्स का वो यही रहेगा कि आपको डायनेमिक प्रोग्रामिंग से अच्छे तरीके से एक बार इंट्रोड्यूस करवा दिया जाए. Right, and then moving on to the next course, which is Discrete Mathematics. We'll be spending almost 5 weeks for this. Discrete Mathematics, be fortunately is one of my stronger topics. I had a perfect score in this in my college course. So इसमें विल बी स्टार्टिंग विद सम थ्योरी रिलेटेड टू सेट्स, फंक्शंस एंड रिलेशंस. थोड़ा फिर कोडिंग का स्टफ भी देखेंगे ऑफ कोर्स कि यार सबसेट्स कैसे निकाल सकते हैं एंड बिट मैनिपुलेशन को कैसे यूज कर सकते हैं टू रिप्रेजेंट सबसेट्स एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट. सो कॉम्बिनेटोरिक्स में अभी हम पिछले कोर्स में मॉडुलर अरिथमेटिक पढ़ के आए होंगे. सो हाउ टू efficiently calculate NCR values and how to calculate efficiently factorial values under modulo, right? And of course a lot of problem solving, because combinatorics mein it's a lot more about problem solving and being able to think. Combinatorics maybe it's generally a sort of mix of DP also. So yeah, and then of course graph theory में जो concepts हैं will be seeing. Probability के काफी questions will be covering and concepts as well. इसमें you can see more stuff like inclusion exclusion. इसमें we use bit manipulation to sort of iterate over all subsets and implement inclusion exclusion efficiently. So yeah, things like that we'll be covering as a part of this course. Of course इसमें भी there's going to be a lot of problem solving in this course. Then moving on to the elephant in the room, which is graph algorithms. So yeah, graph algorithms, maybe fortunately I have quite a bit of experience, and I've already, like I told you, ki 2 courses I've already taken on graphs. One is graphs 1 and graphs 2. So yeah, isme I know ki where people struggle and how to sort of explain certain things. So isme we'll be covering and starting with DP on trees, covering something called disjoint set union, which is a very useful data structure. Then moving on to graph traversal algorithm, standard BFS DFS, and thoda aage chal ke will be we'll move forward in this and discuss about a multi-source BFS, 0-1 BFS, And yeah, shortest path algorithms, maybe not just the algorithms, will be sort of understanding the essence of the algorithms, and where which algorithm is going to be better, and sort of how the working of that algorithm can be used to solve uh, questions that don't really expect you to just know the direct implementation and expect you to know the internal working as well. So yeah, most of me you can expect to learn about things like how to calculate how to find out minimum spanning trees, not just minimum spanning trees, like उसमें भी फिर डेप्थ में जाके we'll be discussing things like यार second best minimum spanning tree कैसे निकाल सकते हैं, maximum spanning tree कैसे निकाल सकते हैं, and how to calculate minimum spanning tree अगर एक restriction लगाते हैं कि यार ये वाला edge तो minimum spanning tree का part रखना ही रखना है, इस edge को as a minimum as a tree का part रख के क्या minimum cost निकाला जा सकता है, and things like that. इसके अलावा we would also be discussing something called Kossaraju's algorithm, which is used to uh, uh, you know calculate the strongly connected components in the directed graph and condensation graph. So yeah, things like that we'll be covering. And then moving on to segment trees, isme I think I've taken up a lot of time. I'll try to be quick now. So segment trees may again we'll be covering. I'll be introducing them, telling their applications कि कहाँ पे कैसे कैसे सवालों में we can use, when we can actually use segment trees to solve range query based questions. Basically, when we are able to merge two answers into one. And yeah, then range updates, we will also be studying something called lazy propagation, and followed by a lot of problem solving. Then like I told you about advanced dynamic programming, so इसमें we'll be discussing some advanced DP concepts like DP with bit masks, and इसके बहुत अच्छे अच्छे सवाल, and digit DP, and right. So extensive focus will be given on sort of tough problems requiring DP, and all these sort of DP with bit mask, digit DP, and some other sort of problems as well, जिनमें इन दोनों में से कुछ यूज ना हो रहा हो, बट इन जनरल डीपी सोच पाना और रिकरेंस बिल्ड कर पाना उन प्रॉब्लम्स के लिए मुश्किल हो, तो वैसी वाली प्रॉब्लम्स विल बी डिस्कसिंग इन एज अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस कोर्स. एंड देन मूविंग ऑन टू द लास्ट कोर्स विच इज कॉम्पिटिटिव बोल रहा हूँ, विच इज कॉम्पिटिशनल ज्योमेट्री. विल बी डिस्कसिंग बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर्स, पॉलीगन का एरिया कैसे निकाल सकते हैं, कुछ फीप एल्गोरिथम्स पढ़ रहे होंगे कन्वेक्शन के लिए, विल बी स्टडिंग जार्विस एल्गोरिथम, and yeah, some miscellaneous stuff. We'll be figuring that out as we go forward in time. अभी तो इसमें 10 महीने के आसपास पड़े हैं. राइट, सो इसके अलावा विल बी हैविंग लेक्चर वाइज क्विजेस. लेक्चर वाइज क्विजेस से व्हाट डू आई मीन कि जो भी जो भी थ्योरी पढ़ाई जाएगी, सो आफ्टर ईच लेक्चर विल बी हैविंग अ क्विज टू अंडरस्टैंड योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर लेक्चर. एंड या, सो जनरली वी हैव अ क्विज having 10 MCQs, and class के end में in 15-20 minutes I take that quiz. Then course wise contests, like I told you कि हर course के लिए there are going to be contests in which you can practice, जिसमें practice questions upload किए जाएंगे related to that particular course. And then a test at the batch of the end. Sorry, क्या बोल रहा हूँ मैं? A test at the end of the batch, which will consist of the questions related to all the courses that we have covered during the batch. So yeah, this is how you'll be monitored: lecture wise quizzes and course wise contests is for your practice, and a test at the end of the batch. All right, so this was about this batch itself, guys. जो लैंग्वेज रहने वाली है, इट विल बी मोर लाइक इंग्लिश, जैसे मैं अभी बात कर रहा हूँ, हिंदी और इंग्लिश का मिक्स होगा. एंड yeah, so one more thing that I'd like to stress upon is that it's not like if you subscribe for an year or 6 months, it's not that you'll be able to just access this batch. जैसा कि मैंने पहले भी आप लोगों को बताया कि जो भी बाकी बैचेस हैं या बाकी कोर्सेज हैं, उन सबको भी आप एक्सेस कर पाओगे. किसी भी क्लास में जाके आप लाइव क्लास अटेंड कर सकते हो किसी भी एजुकेटर की. इट्स अप टू यू, आपको जिसका पढ़ाना ज्यादा अच्छा लगता है आप उससे पढ़ सकते हो, राइट. बट या, बट नहीं, आई जस्ट वांटेड टू टेल यू के जैसा कि मैंने बताया कि अभी 3-4 और बैचेस भी हैं. लाइक जैसे मैंने बताया कि दिस बैच जो मैं अभी लेने वाला हूँ, इट इज फॉर इंटरमीडिएट पीपल जिनको ऑलरेडी बेसिक्स ऑफ प्रोग्रामिंग आते हैं. तो इफ यू आर इन योर फर्स्ट ईयर राइट नाउ, एंड अगर आपको बेसिक्स भी नहीं पता है, तो अभी 8th of January से ही कॉन्क्वेस्ट 2021 प्रोग्रामिंग फंडामेंटल्स वाले कोर्सेज स्टार्ट हुए हैं. अभी 12th of January ही है, तो 3-4 दिन ही हुए हैं. सो 1 साल का बैच है, 3-4 दिन ही हुए हैं. सो इट इज स्टिल नॉट टू लेट टू ज्वाइन दीज एज वेल if you are a complete beginner. So yeah, that's what I basically wanted to tell you guys about. Now, if I talk about if I talk in brief about other educators as well, although कि ये वाला batch I am taking and I did talk about myself in the start, बाकी batches, बाकी courses और educators भी ले रहे हैं, so I'll also sort of tell you about in brief, tell you in brief about them. So we have Tanuj here. He has been a two-time world finalist. Uh, टू टाइम आईसीपीसी वर्ल्ड फाइनलिस्ट. अगर आप लोगों को आईसीपीसी वर्ल्ड फाइनलिस्ट का बेसिकली स्केल नहीं पता है कि हाउ ह्यूज ऑफ एन अचीवमेंट इज दिस, लेट मी जस्ट पुट इट दिस वे. एवरी ईयर लॉट्स एंड लॉट्स ऑफ पीपल पार्टिसिपेट इन आईसीपीसी एंड just 20-25 people from India basically get the chance to be qualified for world finals. So yeah, he has worked with Google, Facebook, and he also worked with an HFT in India. So yeah, and he has also been a team trainer for the Indian IO team. I talked about myself. We have Sanket and Riya here who have been Sanket, Riya, and Deepak. All three of them. Yeah, they have been teaching for a long time and have a lot of experience in mentoring sort of students. Uh, Sanket here is a LinkedIn software engineer, and Riya works in Flipkart. She was also associated with an interview bit in the past. We have Triveni here, who again qualified for the ICPC World Finals, and he has also won multiple. He has won multiple Code Chef Long challenges in India. Right, and about Deepak as well, he also qualified for World Finals. So you can see a lot of world finalists here. We have Himanshu, again an ICPC world finalist. You can see he was also a Code Gladiators winner. The prize money for which was, I think, rupees 3 lakh, if I'm not wrong. I think 5 lakh or 3 lakh. I don't exactly remember. So yeah, he was winner there, and he was also winner of a top quarter collegiate contest TCC 19. So yeah, he's from IIT BHU. Again, Murugappan, a software engineer from Google. Nischay here is one of my favorite programmers. He's just in third year right now, and he is consistently in top 5, top 10 in India. He's an international grandmaster on Code Forces and a 7-star on Code Chef, which is huge according to me. So yeah, we have uh, Vivek here, who's again a 7-star on Code Chef and a master on Code Forces, with his India rank being 6 on Code Chef. You can he has also won multiple long challenges in India. So yeah, I hope you understand the level of the educators that we are talking about here. It's not like कि ऐसे ही किसी को भी उठा के यहाँ पे पढ़ाने के लिए बिठा दिया है. So everyone uh, you know do have a lot of experience in teaching and a lot of experience in competitive programming. So yeah, like I told you about teaching assistants. So यहाँ पे डाउट फोरम के बारे में ये स्क्रीनशॉट थोड़ा सा पुराना है. Like I told you, now we have a more efficient way of solving the doubts, which is a Discord server. So Discord server, is just like Slack or WhatsApp groups you can see, but it's like a bunch of groups put together in a server. So server is a bigger word, and channels are basically its you know like इसके अंदर multiple channels होंगे, where each channel where there will be different channels for different courses. So course wise practice problems के लिए I already told you guys कि there is going to be a course for each. There is going to be contest for each course. So for example, I had this trees and graphs course in the past. So उसके लिए there was this contest page on CodeChef, which will be accessible to all the plus subscribers. So if I talk about subscription now, if you opt for the 12-month subscription, if like I'm talking about this batch here, and this batch is almost 10-11 months long. So yeah, I think for that, if you plan to do it for the for the sake of the batch, I think 12-month subscription is going to be an optimal one for you. So if you apply this code Pulkit CP, you'll also be able to see this on the video as well. Yeah, so PULKIT you'll be able to get a 10% discount on the platform, after which the total for 12 months is going to be 29,700. Again, like I told you, even less than rupees 90 per day. So if you want to try things out, one thing that you can do is again use the same code and try out some special classes. Basically by special classes I mean some free classes to get an idea कि यार कैसे पढ़ाते हैं ये लोग, अच्छा भी पढ़ाते हैं कि नहीं पढ़ाते हैं. So yeah, that's what you can do. And otherwise, अगर आपको plus subscription का taste लेना है तो like you can also sort of subscribe for lower plans and see आपको अच्छा लग रहा है नहीं लग रहा है, do you feel the need to sort of continue your subscription or not. So yeah, this was it, guys, from my side about this basically, batch. I hope you understood whatever I was trying to say, and I'll take a couple of questions regarding the batch, regarding the subscription, or uske alawa bhi, if you guys have any questions, you can shoot. I'll take a couple of questions, and basically then we'll end the stream. Okay, let me just see. What is the language preference? So if I'm assuming if you are talking about this course, यार, like I said, जो language code करने के लिए use की जाएगी, it'll be I'll be using C++ to code out the solutions. But honestly, I think यार, इससे डरने की बजाय you should see it as an opportunity. अगर आपको C++ आती है तो well and good. अगर C++ नहीं आती है तो you should see it as an opportunity to learn a new language. To learn a new language. If you're talking about the language of communication, so I'll be using a mix of Hindi and English. All right. So this is it for this question. Any other questions, guys? I'm waiting. If you do have any questions, please put it up. Okay, someone is asking, not related to batch, but to related to CP itself. I'm not able to solve diff to C. Please give some tips. So अंकुश, मेरे भाई, what happens is कि यार, अगर diff to C आप कॉन्टेस्ट के टाइम पे नहीं सॉल्व कर पा रहे हो तो कॉन्टेस्ट के बाद सॉल्व करने की कोशिश करो ना. Like, try to sort of think it after the contest. And basically what tip I'd give is कि यार, अगर सॉल्व नहीं भी कर पा रहे हो ना, तो डोंट जस्ट लुक एट द सॉल्यूशन राइट अवे. सो ऐसा मत करो कि पूरा का पूरा ट्यूटोरियल पढ़ लिया आपने, या फिर किसी का पूरा कोड पढ़ लिया. सो अगर पूरा का पूरा नहीं सोच पा रहे हो तो पार्ट्स में सोचो. इन अ वे, अगर कुछ नहीं सोच पा रहे हो तो व्हाट यू कैन डू इज कि एडिटोरियल पढ़ो, एडिटोरियल पढ़ना स्टार्ट करो लाइन बाय लाइन या फिर वर्ड बाय वर्ड. जैसे ही कोई ऐसा पीस ऑफ इन्फॉर्मेशन आपको मिल जाता है कि यार ये तो मैं नहीं सोच पाया था, तो उस पॉइंट से एडिटोरियल को छोड़ के उस पॉइंट से सोचने की कोशिश करो. जैसे ही कुछ ऐसा ऑब्जर्वेशन आप देख लेते हो एडिटोरियल में लिखा हुआ जो आप नहीं सोच पाए थे, तब उससे सोचने की कोशिश करो. सो टेक इट स्टेप बाय स्टेप. सो इवन इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू solve that particular question completely on your own, but you still would have struggled a lot and followed a lot of sort of approaches which failed, and you would know that कि इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन पे इस तरीके से मैंने ये अप्रोच ट्राई की थी और ये फेल की थी. So it would add on you to your experience, and eventually I think you'll be able to solve them one day. All right. So all right, guys. I think I think the other questions are sort of repetitive, and I'll just end the stream here by just letting you know about the batch again. So, like we discussed, the name of the batch is Pinnacle. We'll be launching it on 18th of January. अगर आपको सब्सक्राइब करना है तो यू कैन गो ऑन Unacademy. You can just search for Unacademy on Google, or probably there will be a link in the description as well. And you can use this code PulkitCP to get a 10% discount on the platform. Someone is asking for a referral code, so you can see the code on the screen, I think, on the video in the bottom left corner. So yeah, you'll be able to get a 10% discount with that. And the batch that I'm talking about is for intermediate people, but there are also batches for complete beginners as well. And once you subscribe, you'll be having access to each and every batch or course that is there on the platform. All right, guys. So hope to see a lot of you guys in the classes. I've seen a bunch of names. I hope to see you in my classes, and really looking forward for it. Bye.